Hey, what's up, warriors of wisdom? Today, we're diving deep into the hidden vault of Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that's completely transforming lives in our crazy modern world. I'm talking about the secrets that Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus kept under wraps, until now. These aren't your typical just be calm tips. These are the game-changing principles that the ancient Stoics used to become unstoppable. And the best part? By the end of this video, you'll have the exact blueprint to implement these powerful secrets in your own life. Quick disclaimer, this isn't some fluffy motivation video. What you're about to learn has the potential to completely rewire your mind and transform how you handle everything life throws at you. So grab your notepad because this is about to get intense. Secret number 1, the dichotomy of control. Listen up because this first secret is absolutely crucial. The ancient Stoics had this mind-blowing technique that instantly eliminated 90% of their daily stress. They never talked about it openly because it was too powerful. You see, most people waste their entire lives trying to control things they can't control. It's like trying to stop a hurricane with an umbrella, totally pointless. But the Stoics? They discovered something revolutionary. Here's the truth bomb. There are only two categories in life: things within your control and things outside your control. That's it. No gray area, no maybes. And here's where it gets crazy. The only things truly in your control are your thoughts, actions, and reactions. But wait, it gets even better. Once you truly understand this principle, you'll stop wasting mental energy on things you can't influence. Your neighbor's annoying music? Outside your control. Your boss's bad mood? Not your problem. Traffic? Let it go. The real power move is redirecting all that saved energy into the things you can control. It's like upgrading from a rusty old engine to a Tesla. Suddenly you're operating at maximum efficiency. When I first discovered this principle, it literally changed my life overnight. No more lying awake worrying about what might happen. No more stress about other people's opinions. Pure mental freedom. The ancient Stoics used this principle to maintain complete inner peace while literally facing death. If it worked for them in those extreme situations, imagine what it can do for your daily challenges. Secret number 2, negative visualization. All right, get ready for this one because it's going to blow your mind. The Stoics had this insanely powerful technique called negative visualization. But here's the crazy part. They practiced it daily, and it turned them into emotional titans. You know that feeling when something good happens but you barely notice it? Like having clean water, a warm bed, or your loved ones being healthy. We're all guilty of taking these things for granted. But the Stoics? They had a psychological hack that made them appreciate everything in their lives. Here's how it works. Take a moment right now and imagine losing something you value. Your smartphone? Gone. Your home? Vanished. Your ability to walk? No longer there. I know this sounds intense, but stay with me because this is where the magic happens. The Stoics would spend a few minutes each day visualizing the loss of their possessions, abilities, and even loved ones. But here's the twist. They weren't doing this to be negative or morbid. They were actually training their minds to appreciate everything they had with incredible intensity. When you regularly practice this technique, something extraordinary happens. Suddenly, every moment with your family becomes precious. That boring job? Now it's an opportunity you're grateful for. Even simple things like being able to see, hear, or walk become sources of joy. It's like upgrading your life without changing a single external circumstance. Let me share something personal. Last month, my phone broke for 3 days. Usually this would have driven me crazy, but because I'd been practicing negative visualization, I actually found myself grateful for the chance to experience life without constant notifications. It became an adventure instead of a disaster. The legendary Stoic Epictetus was born a slave and later became disabled, yet he found immense joy in life through this practice. He taught that the secret to happiness isn't getting what you want, but learning to want what you already have. And this simple daily practice makes that possible. Secret number 3, the observer mind. Listen up, because what I'm about to share is literally the superpower of the ancient Stoics. They had this incredible ability to step outside their emotions and view situations with crystal clear clarity. They called it the observer mind. and it's about to change your entire perspective on life. You know those moments when emotions completely hijack your brain? When anger, fear, or anxiety takes over and you end up saying or doing something you regret? This happens because most people are trapped inside their thoughts and emotions. But the Stoics? They discovered a way to transcend this mental prison. Here's the game-changing technique. Instead of being the person experiencing the emotion, become the person watching the emotion. It's like you're stepping out of the storm and watching it from a safe distance. Imagine you're sitting in a movie theater, watching your thoughts and emotions play out on the screen. You can see everything happening, but you're not caught up in the drama. The real power move is practicing this throughout your day. When someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of getting angry, observe that anger rising. Oh, interesting. There's anger showing up right now. When anxiety hits before a presentation, step back and watch it like a curious scientist. Look at how my heart is racing. How fascinating. What happens next is absolutely mind-blowing. By creating this mental distance, you gain instant clarity and control. You're no longer a puppet being pulled around by your emotions. You become the puppeteer. Decisions become clearer, reactions become calmer, and problems that used to seem huge suddenly look manageable. Here's a wild story. Last week, I was in this heated argument with a colleague, but then I remembered to activate my observer mind. Suddenly, I could see how both of us were just trapped in our own stories and fears. The tension dissolved instantly, and we found a solution within minutes. It was like having a superpower. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful Roman emperors, used this technique while literally running an empire. He wrote about how observing his thoughts allowed him to maintain perfect tranquility, even when facing wars, plagues, and betrayals. If it worked for him under that kind of pressure, imagine what it can do for your daily challenges. Secret number 4, voluntary discomfort. Listen up, because this next secret is going to sound crazy at first, but I promise you, it's one of the most powerful tools in the Stoic arsenal. We're talking about voluntary discomfort, the ancient practice of intentionally making your life harder. Yes, you heard that right. In our comfort-obsessed world, we've become soft. We avoid any form of discomfort like it's the plague. Air conditioning too cold, adjust it. Feeling hungry, instant snack. Wi-Fi down for 5 minutes, total meltdown. But here's the thing. This addiction to comfort is actually making us weaker and more anxious about life's challenges. The Stoics had an incredible solution: regularly and intentionally putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. I'm talking about taking cold showers, sleeping on the floor sometimes, fasting for a day, or wearing your thinnest coat on a cold day. But here's the key. You're not doing this to punish yourself. You're doing it to build your psychological immunity. Think of it like this. Every time you voluntarily embrace discomfort, you're telling your brain, hey, I can handle tough situations. Discomfort doesn't control me. It's like going to the gym for your mind. Each rep of discomfort makes you mentally stronger. Start small, maybe with a 30-second cold shower, and gradually build up your resilience. The benefits? They're absolutely insane. Suddenly, regular life challenges feel easier. Your confidence skyrockets because you know you can handle difficulty. Anxiety decreases because you're no longer afraid of discomfort. Plus, you develop a deep appreciation for the everyday comforts you usually take for granted. Let me share something personal. Last winter, I decided to take cold showers for 30 days straight. The first week was brutal. I dreaded every morning, but by day 30, I felt invincible. Public speaking anxiety? Gone. Fear of tough conversations vanished, because after starting every day by conquering physical discomfort, everything else felt manageable. Cato, one of Rome's most respected leaders, would regularly walk through the streets in simple clothes, deliberately exposing himself to public ridicule. Why? Because he knew that by practicing with small discomforts, he was building the strength to handle life's biggest challenges. And let me tell you, this principle is just as powerful today as it was 2,000 years ago. Secret number 5, the morning ritual. Get ready to revolutionize your mornings, because I'm about to share the exact ritual that ancient Stoics used to dominate their days. This isn't your basic wake up and check your phone routine. This is the psychological weapon that turned ordinary people into legends. Here's the problem with most morning routines. They're reactive. You wake up, and boom, straight into emails, social media, and other people's demands. You're letting the world program your mind before you've even had a chance to think. The Stoics knew this was a recipe for disaster. So here's what they did instead. They created a powerful morning ritual that literally programmed their minds for success. First, wake up before sunrise. That's your first victory of the day. Then spend 15 minutes in complete silence. But here's where it gets interesting. You're going to do 3 specific mental exercises that will transform your entire day. Exercise 1. Gratitude practice. List 3 specific things you're grateful for. But here's the twist. Imagine losing them first. Remember our negative visualization? Exercise 2. Day visualization. Mentally rehearse your upcoming challenges and prepare your responses. Exercise 3. Values alignment. Remind yourself of your core principles and how you'll embody them today. The results? You'll develop an unshakable mindset that can handle anything life throws at you. Your productivity skyrockets because you're proactive instead of reactive. Your stress levels plummet because you've already prepared for challenges. And most importantly, you start living with intention instead of drifting through life. Let me share something wild. When I first started this ritual, I thought it was overkill. But after just 1 week, the difference was insane. My mood was more stable, my focus was laser sharp, and problems that used to throw me off barely registered. It was like I had discovered a cheat code for life. Even Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote about his morning ritual in his Meditations. He would wake up at dawn and prepare his mind for the day's challenges, saying, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." If one of the most powerful men in history made time for this ritual, what's our excuse? Secret number 6. Amor fati. All right, warriors, what I'm about to share next is the ultimate mindset shift that separated the true Stoic masters from everyone else. It's called amor fati, which means love of fate. And once you understand this, it will completely transform how you deal with everything life throws at you. Most people spend their lives fighting against reality. Something bad happens, and they waste endless energy wishing things were different. But the Stoics? They discovered something mind-blowing. The power of not just accepting what happens, but actually loving it, every single part of it. Here's how it works. Instead of dividing life into good and bad events, you start seeing everything as fuel for your growth. That project that failed? Perfect opportunity to learn. That relationship that ended? Exactly what you needed to grow stronger. That setback at work? The universe's way of preparing you for something bigger. But here's where it gets powerful. You don't just accept these things passively. You embrace them with enthusiasm. When something challenging happens, you literally say to yourself, "This is exactly what I need right now. How can I use this?" It's like turning life's lemons not just into lemonade, but into a gourmet beverage that makes you stronger. The results of this mindset are absolutely transformative. Anxiety about the future? Gone. Because you know whatever happens is exactly what you need. Fear of failure? Vanished. Because every failure is just making you better. Resistance to change? Eliminated. Because you've learned to love whatever life brings you. Just last month, I lost a major client in my business. Old me would have panicked, but with amor fati, I immediately thought, perfect, this is exactly what I needed to finally restructure my business model. And guess what? That setback led to the most profitable month of my career. Nietzsche, who was heavily influenced by Stoicism, took this concept so seriously that he said he wanted to reach the point where he loved every single moment of his life, the pain, the suffering, everything. Because he understood that it's all part of what makes us who we are. And that's the level of acceptance we're aiming for. Secret number 7, the evening review. All right, warriors of wisdom, we're about to unlock one of the most powerful practices in Stoicism, the evening review. This isn't just some basic reflection. This is the secret weapon that the Stoics use to level up their lives daily. And the best part? It only takes 10 minutes. Here's the problem most people face. They go through life on autopilot, making the same mistakes over and over again. They never learn from their experiences because they're always rushing to the next thing. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. You're losing all the valuable lessons life is trying to teach you. So here's the game-changing practice. Every evening before bed, you're going to do a complete review of your day. But not just any review, you're going to ask yourself 3 specific questions that will transform your growth trajectory. First, what did I do well today? Second, what could I have done better? And third, what will I do differently tomorrow? But here's where it gets interesting. You need to write these answers down. The Stoics knew that there's something magical about putting pen to paper. It forces you to be honest with yourself and creates a record of your progress. I want you to be brutally honest here. No sugarcoating, no excuses. Just raw, unfiltered truth about your actions and decisions. When you commit to this practice, something incredible happens. You start noticing patterns in your behavior. Those automatic reactions become conscious choices. Your decision-making improves because you're learning from every single day. It's like having a personal growth accelerator that compounds over time. I'll never forget when I first started doing this. After just 2 weeks, I noticed that I was getting triggered by the same type of situations repeatedly. Once I saw the pattern, I could prepare for these triggers and completely change my response. My relationships improved, my productivity doubled, and my stress levels dropped dramatically. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic teachers, did this review every single night. He wrote, "When the light has been removed and my wife has fallen silent, aware of this habit that's now mine, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said, hiding nothing from myself, passing nothing by." This practice helped him become one of the most influential philosophers in history, and it can do the same for you. Secret number 8, philosophical journaling. Get ready to unlock the most underrated tool in the Stoic arsenal, philosophical journaling. This isn't your Dear Diary stuff. This is the practice that turned merchants into philosophers and soldiers into sages. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. Here's the problem with regular journaling. It often turns into mindless venting or surface-level observations. But the Stoics, they turned journaling into a powerful tool for personal transformation. They use specific prompts and questions that cut straight to the core of human nature and personal growth. Here's how to do it. Every day, pick one philosophical prompt and write deeply about it for 15 minutes. Questions like, what is truly under my control in this situation? Or, how would the ideal Stoic handle this challenge? Or, what is the role of virtue in this decision? The key is to go deep. No superficial answers allowed. Make sure to write about real situations from your life. Don't just theorize. Apply these philosophical principles to your actual challenges. When you face a difficult decision, write about it through the lens of Stoic principles. When you feel strong emotions, explore them through philosophical questioning. The transformation that happens through this practice is mind-blowing. Your thinking becomes clearer, your decisions become wiser, and your emotional intelligence skyrockets. You start seeing patterns in your life that you never noticed before. It's like having a personal philosophy professor guiding you through life's challenges. I started this practice during one of the toughest periods of my life. Every day, I would write about my challenges using Stoic principles as my guide. Within months, people started coming to me for advice because they noticed how differently I was handling life's challenges. This simple practice literally turned me into a completely different person. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, one of the most important Stoic texts we have, was actually his philosophical journal. He never meant for anyone to read it. He was just working through his own challenges, using these exact techniques. And now, almost 2,000 years later, his private journal is helping millions of people transform their lives. Secret number 9, premeditation of adversity. Listen up, because this next secret is going to revolutionize how you handle challenges. The Stoics had this incredible technique called premeditation of adversity. And it's basically like having a psychological shield against life's hardest hits. Most people get blindsided by problems because they spend all their time hoping nothing bad will happen. But life doesn't work that way. The Stoics knew this, so they developed a practice of mentally preparing for difficulties before they happen. It's like having a mental emergency kit ready at all times. Here's the technique. Every morning, spend 5 minutes imagining potential challenges that could arise. Your presentation could fail. Your car might break down. That important client might say no. But here's the key. Don't just imagine these scenarios. Actually plan how you would respond to them with virtue and wisdom. This isn't about being negative. It's about being prepared. When you regularly practice this, you develop what I call challenge immunity. Nothing catches you off guard because you've already mentally rehearsed how to handle it. It's like being a chess master who's always thinking 5 moves ahead. The results? Your anxiety about the future practically disappears because you know you can handle whatever comes. Your response to real challenges becomes calmer and more effective because you've already practiced. And most importantly, you develop an unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you're ready for anything. Let me tell you about the time this saved me. Right before a crucial business presentation, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. The projector failed, half the clients couldn't make it, and my backup files were corrupted. But because I had practiced premeditation of adversity, I stayed completely calm and turned it into one of my most successful presentations ever. Even Epictetus taught his students, when you are going about any action, remind yourself what nature the action is. If you are going to bathe, picture to yourself the things which usually happen in the bath. This principle of mental preparation was so important that it was taught to everyone from philosophers to gladiators. Secret number 10, the Stoic pause. All right, warriors, we've reached our final and possibly most powerful secret, the Stoic pause. This is the technique that ties everything else together. And once you master it, your life will never be the same. In our fast-paced world, everyone's acting on autopilot. Something happens, and boom, instant reaction. But this is exactly why most people keep making the same mistakes over and over. The Stoics discovered that the key to wisdom lies in that tiny space between stimulus and response. Here's how it works. Whenever anything significant happens, good or bad, take a deliberate pause, just 3-5 seconds. In that pause, ask yourself, is this within my control? What would my highest self do here? What virtue is needed in this moment? This tiny pause is where your power lies. Practice this pause in every situation. Someone insults you? Pause. Big opportunity comes up? Pause. Feeling strong emotions? Pause. Use this moment to activate all the other Stoic tools we've discussed. The observer mind, amor fati, everything. It's like having a superpower that you can activate at any moment. The results are transformative. You stop making emotional decisions you later regret. Your responses become wiser and more aligned with your values. People start seeing you as this incredibly wise, composed person. All because you mastered the art of the pause. Just yesterday, I received an email that would have normally sent me into a rage. But I remembered to take the Stoic pause. In those few seconds, I was able to step back, observe my emotions, and choose a response that aligned with my principles. What could have been a disaster turned into an opportunity for growth. The great Epictetus said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom and our power to choose our response. This simple truth has the power to revolutionize your entire life, if you have the wisdom to use it. All right, warriors, there you have it. The 10 most powerful Stoic secrets that can literally transform your life. But remember, knowledge without action is useless. Take these principles, apply them today, and watch how your life transforms. If this video helped you level up your mindset, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more ancient wisdom that actually works in the modern world. Drop a comment below with which secret resonated with you the most. Stay strong, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next video.